Okay, so today we're taking a look at Puzzle & Dragons Gold for the Nintendo Switch. This one, it's a cell phone game that is insanely popular, and I'm talking $7 billion popular. It's one of the highest grossing mobile games ever, and this spin-off, it's not a direct port first of all, but it's making its way to the Switch. This series even received an anime series and a Mario Brothers spin-off. The big question though, is it any good? Should you take the leap and get into it? Well, hit subscribe, join our family, check out the channel and the 150 videos we already have live across there, and with that, let's get started. So first off, this one, it's handheld only, no docks, no Joy-Con compatibility, it's purely touchscreen in handheld. So yeah, that's just a warning. The footage here, it's going to be a little bit different to our usual quality. It's a story, and yeah, it says story on the main menu, but my question, what story? This is literally all you get. Today is the Puzzle Dragon Championship, you wake up late, but now you gotta go win it. That's it. Zero character development, zero background info or lore, nothing. With such a huge history with this game, they missed a huge opportunity to give backstory and develop our characters here. Basically, if you're a fan of the Puzzle & Dragons world, prepare to be disappointed with this part of the game, and then if you're new, you're gonna learn nothing. It's seriously disappointing, and it also gave me zero reason to go and check out the anime or the other games in the franchise. Story, it's 4 battles and you're done. You get 2 characters to start as, either Taiga or Ryuji. Clearly that's to extend playtime because the story doesn't really change, it's just the monsters you battle with, alongside some different enemies. The worst thing though, for a story that takes place over a few tiny little text bubbles, it still screws it up somehow. It's filled with sappy feel-good lines about participating and how they don't care about losing, they just love playing the game and have a passion for it. I mean, just come on, really? That's all you've got for me? Some sappy storyline and basically telling me no one cares? This is seriously disappointing for a game that's kept people locked in for years with adventure stories and dungeons to explore. No dungeons here, by the way. This game, its clear focus was multiplayer, and for that reason, this feels like basically an extension of the tutorial mode that's included. With that being said, online and local play, let's jump into gameplay. So when it comes to Puzzle & Dragons Gold, the gameplay consists of 2 elements, a strategy part and a puzzle part, all impacting a battle taking place between you and your opponent. Both of you have your own team of monsters fighting it out. Basically, you want to think Pokemon meets trading card game meets a match-free puzzler. It's kind of a weird combo, definitely, but it's actually seriously addictive and challenging. Each battle then consists of 8 rounds alongside 4 bars of life. The winner's determined by either depleting an enemy's life fully before the 8 rounds is over, or the trainer with the most remaining life wins. With the strategy part of the game here, consider that pre-attack decisions. Each monster has attributes that they can use against the enemy or to boost your own situation. Think lowering an enemy's defenses for a few rounds, their attack points, or even impacting the match-free part of the game, like locking gems in place so they can't be moved for your opponent, meaning they get pretty stuck when it comes to trying to fight back, or even turning some of your own into more strategic attack types. Having the option to use as many monsters as you want at the same time definitely pulls in the strategy for this one. You need to be sensible with which you choose for each round, because once you've used one monster, you're going to have a cooldown period to reuse its skill set. This could be 1 round through to, let's say, the whole 8 rounds before your next chance. So it's a key part to understand that you need to keep an eye on this before you throw them into battle. With the strategy phase complete, you then move on to the puzzle board, or the match-free element of this game. Here we determine how much damage we deal to our opponents. These coloured gems are linked to each monster of your team, so higher combos and multiple colours at once, they're key to success because you're going to be throwing 3 or 4 different types of attack their way. It sounds simple, and in some ways it is, but the game, it does a good job of creating urgency by attaching a timer to both the puzzle and the strategy phases. And we're talking about 8 seconds for each part here. It can be pretty intense making these quick decisions and seeing the maximum opportunity for damage, especially when it's a screen full of colour. Overall, it's a great combination of RPG elements alongside match-free gameplay. I found it totally addictive, honestly, and I can see why it made so much money in its cell phone format. Unfortunately though, gameplay, it's not perfect. As I said, story mode. In the cell phone games, you explored dungeons and battled oncoming waves of enemies, and then you would capture them to build your own squad. Here, they've just removed the dungeon gameplay entirely, and that kind of sucks because they replaced it with a seriously below average storyline that unlocks a few characters and monsters. It doesn't have that same rewarding feeling of progression that you may have experienced before. The bulk of this game though, what you would buy it for is online and local PvP. That's the reason you would want to go ahead and pick it up. I had fun, I got addicted to the gameplay, but online and local, for me at least, it could only keep me entertained for so long. I wish I had more reasons to return, but online play just doesn't have that draw of defeating and capturing monsters, learning more about the world and then seeing some true progression for my character. Okay, so graphics, it's one good looking game. Combining 3D models with anime, it's a really nice visual combination. Story, first off, is largely told through text boxes. It works because, well, I don't know what else they could do, honestly. The story was non-existent. Then the battles though, that's where this one flexes its graphical muscles. Really sharp and bold character models, 3D arenas for the fights, and then a selection of both 2D and 3D monsters. They also included some really nice visual effects to show the powers being used. I would say visually my only complaint is it can be a bit repetitive overall. For me, seeing the same animations over and over again for attacks from the monsters, it got old quickly. I wish they had put a bit more variance in here, not only for those attacks, but then animate the 2D monsters slightly more, and even maybe throw in a few additional arenas to fight in, just keep things a little bit more fresh. Overall though, it's good work. Varied monsters, strong anime stylings, and even a multicoloured puzzle game. It all comes together for a great looking package, especially when you factor in the price point of just 15 bucks. I'll say now, it's great work on a graphical front. Okay, so last up we get audio, and for the most part it's fine. The game supports the visuals with suitably anime styled music. It is repetitive, but it's also very easy to ignore. Standing here talking to you, I can barely remember the tune in my head, so that tells me it never got on my nerves. We don't get any voice acting, which I think could have been an easy addition considering the simplistic nature of the story. And then we get some sound effects that do their job, you know, mainly attack sounds, and they're pretty powerful. That's about it for audio. It hits a few of the right marks, and that's enough. I can't really ask for any more. Puzzle & Dragons Gold joins the Switch, and it's not the game I personally wanted. Going in, I expected the dungeon crawler experience this series is famous for. It's the game that's hooked people for years. What I got instead was a training mode, a super limited story of around 2 hours, and then that online and local play. That's it. Yes, the gameplay is as addictive as ever, and I would be lying if I didn't say it totally suckered me in. I just wish I had the adventure to go back to, and then the rewarding progression you would find within it, and what you see in other entries in this series. Solid gameplay, strong graphics, they're let down by just giving you very few reasons to return. It kind of sucks when you think about where they could have taken this one, especially using the Switch's power over a cell phone. Fortunately, the gameplay is still entertaining and addictive though. I can see why it's so popular, so if you like the gameplay, I'm sure you'll still find hours of entertainment in here. Today I'm awarding Puzzle & Dragons Gold an above average 6 out of 10. It just simply needs more content in my opinion, and this one, if we got like a fully fleshed out story mode or dungeons, could easily be pushing 8 or even a 9 out of 10. For now though, features, let it down. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Why not tap the like button below while you're there as well? And then let me know in the comments below if you're picking this one up or if you played any of the other entries in the series. And with that, we'll see you all on the next Gaming X.